Good morning. Every piece of underwear is a thong if your ass is big enough. Let's get into it. Do not change who you are for other people. Like, maybe that just came to my mind today because I was on Hinge and I saw the most beautiful person alive. And I was like, I looked at my profile through their eyes and I was like, I gotta change this video. This isn't cool enough. And I was like, girl, no. What's for you? This is a shopping bag. What's for you will not miss you, okay? The right person won't find it cringe. They'll find it endearing and they'll find it liberating and they'll be like, I wanna go do that with her. Almost died. A stick tried to kill me. Be who you're meant to be. And it's gonna act as a calling signal and a mating signal to the people who are supposed to be in your life. And it's gonna act as a deterrent to the people who aren't. Can you imagine me censoring myself being the start of a relationship with somebody? Can you imagine that? Like, hey, let me tell you something. As absurd as that sounds now, if you asked me 10 years ago, I'd be like, of course, I'm doing too much and I need to do less. And you know what? That's a self-esteem wound. And I received that. And I've finally gotten to the point in life, oh my gosh. There are a bunch of old guys, respectfully, probably over 45-year-old guys. I'm being generous with the 45, but I will call them old. They're a bunch of seniors playing bocce ball together. This is my favorite thing. I'm gonna go ask them to teach me one day. Well, maybe I'll just watch. Maybe I won't infringe on their community. But this is beautiful. You know why? And it's so crazy because I was gonna talk about the male loneliness epidemic. There's no male loneliness epidemic. There's a lack of male community epidemic. That's what it is. Maybe not the person watching this video because I don't think I would have found myself onto the feed of any of said men. But look at this. A bunch of guys who have gathered in the park to play an elusive sport that I've only seen when I was in Spain. They're just throwing heavy balls. And look at this. 2 men about to walk by me, running together, doing cardio together. That's correct. You know why? Because community is natural. It's normal. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. And you know what? It's available to everybody to create. It's really scary sometimes, but literally reaching out to someone and being like, hey, do you want to go running with me? Or hey, do you want to play tennis in the park with me? Or hey, do you want to play pickleball with me? I was walking downtown. Did I put up not the allergies. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. Everybody wants a community, but nobody wants to create the community. That's the hard truth. There was a time when I lost all my friends, like 2-3 years ago, because I had a falling out with a certain person and my social group was largely influenced by them. And you know what I had to do? Build community from scratch for the first time in a long time. And it was really hard. And there was a lot of ego death associated with it because not me just trying to stay in the light. I'm just trying to give y'all visuals, okay? There was a lot of ego death associated with it because I don't want to send Google Calendar invites. I don't want to sit down and text 1,000,002,000 people and be like, hey, do you want to hang out with me? I don't want to deal with all the rejections of, no, all the people that don't respond, period. 333 on the timer. What does that mean to somebody? What does that mean? I don't want to do that. I don't want people to be like, yeah, sure, and then never respond to me. There was so much ego death. There was so much internal humiliation. There was so much frustration. There was so much resentment. Like, why am I doing this? Why aren't people reaching out to me to hang out? La, 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 la. But you know what? At the end of the day, I learned a very, very valuable lesson that I probably learned on a smaller scale, but never on that big scale up until that point, which is A, don't film right beside a busy street, and B, nobody owes you community. Nobody owes you a social life. You have to go out there and create it yourself. You have to A, create it yourself, and then B, you have to be a consistent and reliable friend that shows up and puts energy and waters your relationships and your friendships. And then C, you have to be a good person that's actually nice and pleasant to be around and can hold space for other people and is not like a drag. Because baby, there were some people I invited and I was just like, hey, I don't enjoy your energy. Like, yeah, I think there are 3 parts to community. There's being willing to create it, there's being willing to nurture it, and then there's being willing to be a good community member, really. And, you know, like, part of being a good community member, I would look for the people who would then invite me to things and invite me to their house and invite me out and la 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 la. And I would look for the people who would just always be like, yeah, invite me again next time, invite me again next time. And they wouldn't necessarily reciprocate or anything like that. Or they would complain about the events and stuff like that. And I was just like, interesting, not judging, but just also not going to necessarily go out of my way to invite you and plan and let you be a part of this thing that took so much effort and time and love to create. So as I watch a bunch of males in their 60s, I don't know, I just keep upping their age every time. As I watch men running with each other in the park, as I watch, you know, really great examples of men who are challenging this norm of isolation and challenging the patriarchy by being in community with others, I really want to celebrate that and encourage more people to follow that example, because it is very possible. And is that my baby? Isn't my baby Sarah? Look at that. And on that note, bye-bye.